In this video, I'm going to show you one of the sexiest dive watches you are ever likely to see. This is the Hruodland F025, and I'm going to say the dirty word, it is an homage, specifically to the 1960s Omega Seamaster 300 165.024. But if you know vintage Omega, you'll know that the market is a minefield of Franken watches and repainted dials. It's very easy to get burnt if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. I definitely wouldn't trust myself to find the right one. And that's where watches like the Hruodland F025 come in. It's pretty faithful to the 165.024 with a very similar dial layout and the famous lyre or twisted lugs, but with a really unique and interesting dial. It isn't hard to find Seamaster homages. You can find one-to-one recreations if that's what you want, but to find something a bit more quirky and different like this isn't so straightforward. The moment I saw the dial, I knew I had to get one in to see if it looked as good in the flesh. I've been after a proper dive watch for a while. I own two others, the fun Vostok Amphibia Scuba Dude and a gaudy gold-plated Invicta Pro Diver. This is very different. You can choose between a black or a brown dial, with or without the logo. I opted for the brown dial with the logo. I don't know where the brand name comes from or what it really means, and I'm not sure if I like it or not, but it's pretty discreet when combined with the Anchor logo and is reasonably attractive. The dial itself looks absolutely gorgeous with its sort of aged tropical design. It's like a Seamaster 300 with a crazy dial patina. I must admit, I'm not usually a fan of dial patina. Sometimes it looks good, but most of the time, to me, the dial just looks damaged. Don't get me started on people who purposely patina a dial using substances or by baking them in an oven or whatever the current thing is. Here, the dial looks great because it is intentional. It has faux patina lume down markers, white loomed 12, 3, 6 and 9 numerals and white minute markers. The handset is faux patina loomed with a pencil minute hand and a stubby sword hour hand. The second hand is an arrowhead style. The case is made of the usual 316L stainless steel and has a mixture of brushed and polished finishes. The lines are really well defined and the brushing is a lot more refined than I was expecting. I have to say, I'm really impressed with the case. It also has a 120 click unidirectional ceramic bezel and the action is pretty good with little backplay. It has an unsigned screw down crown and a solid screw down case back with a Navigator logo. The boxed crystal is mineral rather than sapphire, which is a bit disappointing, but not the end of the world. The claimed water resistance is 200 meters, but of course there is always a question mark hanging over the water resistance ratings of AliExpress watches. There are some brands that have been tested by other watch enthusiasts and confirmed to be accurate, but Hruodland isn't one of those as far as I know. For a poser like me, it's not an issue, but if it matters to you, it's something to bear in mind. The sizing will please a lot of people with a diameter of around 41mm, thickness of 12.5mm, lug width of 20mm, and a lug to lug of 48mm. I thought it would be way too big for my small 6-inch wrist, but actually, it's not too bad. It uses the trusty Seiko NH35 24 joule automatic movement, which hacks and hand winds. It beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour and has an accuracy rating of -20 to +40 seconds a day and a power reserve of 41 hours. The strangest thing about the watch has to be the lume. The mixture of different lume materials is a bizarre choice for sure. The dial text too is white. It's supposed to look like an old watch but has fresh dial text and fresh lume. Like I said, a bit strange. It comes on a brown suede leather strap with a signed buckle and it's actually pretty nice and feels like a decent quality strap. So no complaints about the strap itself, but I would like to see a bracelet and strap option. The suede strap is fine for everyday wear, but it's pretty useless when it comes to using the watch for its actual purpose, or even just paddling or swimming. I guess you could argue that the choice of strap is a dedication to the watch it is homaging, as it's unlikely a 60-year-old vintage watch would ever actually be used as a diver. Okay, now I'm just being silly. Before I give you my final thoughts on the watch, there is something I must tell you about. The first watch I received arrived with a custom dial. I'm guessing that another customer ordered a custom dial and it was sent to me by mistake. No bother, I thought, I'll just return it and ask for a new one. There was a bit of a language barrier with the seller, and as it was shipped by AliExpress itself, I decided to open and return through AliExpress and order a new watch. They emailed me a shipping label and I promptly sent it back. The watch was completely unused. I didn't even remove the plastic wrapping, as I could see it was not what I ordered, so it was still in perfect condition, resellable condition. A few days went by and I hadn't heard anything, so I decided to escalate it, and in the end AliExpress refused to refund me, saying I had not returned the watch, even though the tracking information showed it had been delivered to them using the label they provided. I opened a PayPal dispute, and as of the recording of this video, it still hasn't been resolved, and it's been a couple of weeks. It's the 6th watch I've bought from AliExpress in the last couple of years, and this is the first time I've had any issues whatsoever. I don't think AliExpress has ever had a good reputation for customer services, so this won't come as a surprise to many people, but there we are. Is it going to stop me ordering from AliExpress again? Well, that's a difficult one. It's like saying I'll never use eBay again or Amazon again after a bad experience. I know people do boycott companies like this, but it takes a lot of willpower because these companies are just so dominant in their respective marketplaces. Anyway, let's end this video on a bit more of a positive note. Overall, this is a pretty damn nice watch. It's not perfect. The lume is odd and the crystal and crown would benefit from an upgrade for sure, but the case and especially the dial are worth the price of admission. If you're looking for a dive watch that is a bit different to what everyone else is wearing, or you're just a massive Seamaster fan without the finances to match, there's a lot to like here. Of course, there are no shortage of options when it comes to dive watches. This one only costs around $180 or £140, but I bought it for around $140, which is £108 with discounts. This has to be one of the most compelling options in this low budget price range. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are there any more AliExpress watches you think I should pick up? I don't want this to become an AliExpress channel, but if you see something that you think is exceptional, please give me a shout. That's all I've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.